veteran's voice, stories that deserve to be heard.
I'm Enrique Acosta Gonzalez, Senior Chief, retired, United States Navy, and this is my story. My story begins in Ponce, Puerto Rico. I was graduating out of high school and needed a place to go because situations there weren't too bright, and I already had some experience with JROTC, so the military was the obvious option. The Navy has always been my desire. They had a meteorology and oceanography program, which I was passionate about because in 1989, Hugo hit the island, and I was very interested in finding out ways to help my island in determining how to prepare for these storms. So meteorology struck a chord with me, and the Navy had it, so that's what I chose. A little side thing is that I really wanted the Air Force, but the Navy was the way for me. I got into the meteorology and oceanography command 1989 and served there for 26 years. Very interesting career, I would say. I started my career in Hawaii and ended it in Hawaii in the same command. So that was a blessing. But my experience there, and most people don't understand that meteorology and oceanography, although you would think it's a safe thing, we do get deployed, we do get embedded with units. My first embedded unit was the SEAL Delivery Team #1 out of Pearl Harbor. That's a unit that supports the SEALs in their endeavors on subs, and a lot of people don't know that. So that was a career highlight for me. From there, I went on to different ships, anywhere from cruisers to amphibs to some carriers, and it was a pretty good career. We were getting orders at the time in 2000, and I got assigned to the USS Iwo Jima, a pre-com unit. So you basically see the life of the ship come. You construct the ship, and you part of the unit, and then you bring it to life, and you know you're part of that legacy for that ship for the rest of the service years. It was March 2000, and we were we were deployed, and that was great. We came back, and then September 11th comes around. I remember that day as if it was yesterday, as most Americans that were around at that time. We get the news. We're watching everything live, and I was in my weather station, and I already knew something was going to go down big, and sure enough, all ships deploy that very morning, and some came back just enough to tell family that they were going. I was one of those ships. So we deploy, and we are in the in the Med in no time. You think those big ships can't move, but they can move pretty fast. We're in the Med, and we have the 24th MEU with us. So I'm on an amphibious ship which carries Marines. Those were the guys that were going in at first. And although you're on a ship, you think you're safe and everything's okay, except that you don't see some of the Marines come back. And that has always been a tough thing. So, we get the job done. Everything's rolling just fine, and then you hit retirement. Retirement or service ending is a chapter. It's very hard for military. The way we are raised in the military is to complete missions at all costs. That includes yourself. And then you come out into the civilian world that seems that they do everything with them in mind, not the team. It's not like that for everybody, but that has been my experience coming out. And it's hard. It's hard to go from a team mentality in everything to a singular mentality. You're raised to be a team. You're raised to fight as a team. You're raised to die as a team. And so transition has been difficult. And the point that I find it the most difficult is in leadership. Leadership in the military, you give everything for your team. You expend even yourself for the team. So when you come out of the military and you see leaders that are looking out for themselves, it's a very hard pill to swallow. But we survive. Organizations like the Camaraderie Foundation, which I have been blessed to support as a mentor for 3 years now, has been a blessing to me because I get to invest back into service members that need assistance. Invisible wounds are just that. They're wounds that you cannot see, but you feel. And so their mission to provide services for the invisible wounds is a very critical one. Being part of the mentorship protege program that we have not only has been a blessing to me, but I've been able to bring up 3 outstanding service members and see them blossom and see them get jobs and see them complete degrees and see them advance in their careers. And that I can't put a price on.